So this episode opens and we're at a random location, which we just talked about, by some water, where Aang finds a sword made out of a whale's tooth, which also this sword looks sick. Like it's such a cool,
Yeah,
it's a very cool sword design.
it is. It's like a bunch. It looks like it's a bunch of teeth, though, or is it supposed to be technically one tooth?
I think it's supposed to be one, which is interesting because I don't know what
It doesn't
whale's
look like
teeth
a
look
cup.
like,
I don't know. I
but
also noticed this episode is a little. I mean, we'll get there, but a little wonky animation wise, because I've noticed when we first opened, Aang's eyes are all like
they're
they just
weird.
look wonky. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe
Um,
it. They just look a little different.
So yeah, they find that, and it reminds Sokka of old days in the Water Tribe. And we get like a quick flashback of him like seeing some stuff, which will be a recurring thing that happens in this episode. It's just quick little like snippets and flashbacks. Um, so they start looking for more Water Tribe tools, and Sokka's able to deduce that Firebenders attacked and the Water Tribe fought back. Uh, they end up on a beach where they find one of the Water Tribe boats, and they deduce their dad was there, which is super
How
interesting. They're like, "Hey,
convenient.
yeah, this is this boat. We recognize it. Look at this serendipity. It's almost as if this was written."
Serendipity.
Like,
Is
um,
it?
so we get that. We cut over to Iroh and Zuko drinking tea in Zuko's room. Um, so then tea is spilled on Zuko as this girl on an anteater
Building.
thing, which they're what it's like. What are the two
What is the
animals?
cross?
Because it's an
I
anteater and I don't I don't remember. They're called the Shirshu, I
sheer,
believe,
yeah, sheer shoe.
is what the like animal in universe name is called. And specifically, this one is Nyla is its name.
Mhm.
Um,
Which is
but
actually based off of the Avatar's post-production manager, their Rottweiler. Um,
okay,
and it's also June is based on the post-production manager, Lisa Yang,
so it's like her and her. That's really cool.
apparently, which I think is very cool. Yeah, I love when they base characters off of their friends or people that they know. I think that's
I
such
love that
a
they
great
can
way and easy way
they
to make it
consistently do that.
realistic. Yeah, they do
Yeah,
consistently do that.
which is
It's
really cool.
a factoid.
June is great. I love June a lot. She's
Oh,
awesome. So yeah, she hops on, and it's an anteater and something else, but I can't. I almost want to say like because it
cute.
operates sort of like a Komodo dragon, but that's the other one that we saw
Other
already.
rhinos, yeah.
Yeah, the rhinos or the Komodo dragon one. It's
I don't
almost
know what
kind
the
of
name is
like
because I want to know.
its paws look like a badger, but I know that the badger moles are something else, and so like I
And
don't. I'm not sure,
what is it a cross between? I don't think it's
but
saying.
it hops on
It
and
hops on, yeah.
she's saying that she's after a stowaway, and they're like, "There's no stowaways here," and she very quickly finds the stowaway. I love too that in this scene, it immediately establishes the perspective of Nyla and how it is
Yes.
able to see with scent and like how it follows the scent to the guy because that comes into play later in the
Later.
episode.
It sees it
It's
like
very
with the
crucial.
colors. It sees the colors of their scent.
Yeah, which is
What
super
is
cool.
that? What is that called when you can like
See
see
color
sounds?
or not see colors,
Yeah,
obviously see color.
you can see color.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't I know what you're talking
You
about. I
see
can't
color or you see sounds as
see
color.
you.
I do it too. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very
Uh
easy.
yeah, no, I know what you're talking about though. I can't remember.
I forgot. There's a name for that.
It's
Wow,
it's
we're
something.
really bad with
We're
names today.
crushing it so far. We've done all
We're
the
crushing
research.
it.
You could tell. Yeah, we're great. We're great podcasters.
We are awake today.
But yeah, so she immediately finds the stowaway underneath, and he gets paralyzed by
Mhm.
Nyla's tongue and venom stuff. So that's also a very important thing that it establishes.
Very cool.
Um, she explains that Nyla can smell a rat a continent away. So that's obviously, again, establishing the capabilities of how she's able to track, which is really cool. It's established and hinted at pretty early and like immediately that Iroh has a little crush on her, which is I mean, same, but like not the
Same,
best.
but like
She's like
it's
half
an
his age.
interesting bit that happens throughout this whole episode. That's I think, but it's shocking. This is the only thing that I can say in this entire show that I think has kind
aged
of
pretty
age poorly.
poorly. Yeah, you're
This is
like
the only thing I can think of in this entire series. And I'm like, maybe that wasn't, but it still isn't even that bad.
of
Like
the
it's
things that could age bad. I'm like, this one's
like
not even
that's
the
not even that bad.
worst thing.
Yeah.
Still, yeah, like it's like okay, but so we get back to the gang and they're camped out by the ship. Sokka has more childhood memories with his father.
Uh,
Um,
wow. Sorry.
yeah,
Kota is
yeah.
he's fine. I wrote in my notes, I said, can I say daddy?
Yeah, I
Sorry.
mean, he's listen. So yeah, we get more memories with them, and Sokka desperately wants to help his dad, but he's too young. He has to stay. Seeing little baby Sokka is so
So
cute.
cute.
He's
Oh
trying.
my
He's got his
god.
face paint on still, and he's trying. He's like, I want to
Yeah.
go to war,
Like a
um,
warrior.
but he cannot.
You're too
And then
little.
a guy named
Bato.
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 Co-
Bato.
yeah, he comes upon the camp, and Sokka and Katara immediately recognize him and like run up to them, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, y'all have grown up so much." Yeah, like typical, adult that hasn't seen a kid in a couple of years. They're like, "Oh, you're so
Yeah.
tall now." Hate that. Hate it. Terrible. Not in the show. I mean, in real, it's so annoying.
Oh, when adults are like, you're so big now.
Yeah, like the last time I saw you, you were like, I'm like, I don't remember you.
I love it. I once bought my mom a card for her birthday. It was for like a 5-year-old, and it said in the card, because she was turning 50. So I judged up the card a little bit because on the inside it said, "You're so big now." I thought
That's
it was the
hilarious.
funniest. She cracked up. She thought it was hilarious.
Amazing. Um, so yeah, he says that their dad is in the Eastern Earth Kingdom, and that he's like, hey, you can come back to uh, this abbey where they've been like camping out, chilling.
Yeah, I think
It's a nice
Bato
little,
he was rescued by these women in the Abbey after he was
yeah,
injured in a fight.
yeah. Which I like for his design.
Love the
Like he's just
backstory.
covered in bandages. Like I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, you've been through it. Like you're okay. Like that's
like
cool.
shit,
That's a
we're in the
look. I
farmers.
see it. Yeah. Um. So the abbey makes perfume, which will come back
Come back
later.
later.
Will it'll be important. Again, the show like planning stuff early on, then it'll be
And
pretty
all the
important.
seeds, all there.
Sokka wants to dump it on Appa, which is funny, and then I love no one laughing, and then
It's the
uh
classic bit. It's my
yeah, and then
favorite.
Batu being like, "You have your father's wit," and it's like, oh, that's
It's
great. Like it's a great moment, and then it's also a great like gives you more character for their father, which is great. Like for Kota, like
yeah.
more there, which is really cool.
I do
Um,
love how like this episode really does do a lot of Sokka's relationship with his father and how important that is to him. Because
yeah,
Katara's relationship with her mother is huge to her. Like that's such a pivotal part of her
mhm.
character.
It's
Um,
kind of
being the last word
interesting that like her relationship with her mother is central to this episode in the sense that like her necklace is very important in this episode, but
Mm,
they don't really talk about that
credit.
at all directly.
Yeah.
It's more of a just like it's
If you know, it's lingering in the air.
yeah, like the necklace is and it's like it's a writing device that you could be like it's an object of power essentially or like a charged object where like you have a lot of built-in like narrative and character development and baggage and stuff that's linked to the necklace already. So just by seeing the necklace, like you have all of these
That's
feelings and emotions that are going to be there, which is cool. And so yeah, they go inside of Batu's tent, and it's decorated in all the classic Water Tribe stuff.
I do love
Um,
it. Cute.
yeah, and and being like, oh yeah, nothing is homey is like that animal pelts
That
everywhere. Like
animal
love
pelts.
that.
Good as dang.
um, So they eat stewed sea prunes, which also discuss Aang. And yeah, I love how well they do the mood of like Katara and Sokka being like so happy to be around someone they know and like reliving their home and stuff. And then like how quickly Aang feels immediately like left out and discarded and like goes to sit in the
Yeah.
corner and like is just like not he's like, okay, well like I
I'm
don't
being
matter anymore is
yeah.
like how he feels.
Which I think is
Um,
such a kid, like that's really such a 12-year-old reaction, which
mhm,
is so like that really does show his
his
immaturity.
age.
Like, he's
Yeah.
so like I've seen kids do that where they're like, so you don't love me anymore? I guess it's time to run away. Like you guys are all gonna abandon me and leave me.
Yeah.
Like
And it's like,
as
no,
a
man,
12-year-old, I've been
yeah, no, I feel like it's a very understandable thing, and you can very much relate to that, but it's like it's and goes on the journey through the episode of like learning that like that's not the case.
Hey, Aspect listener, enjoying the show?
Then be sure to subscribe here on The Aspect so you never miss an episode.
And check out more episodes and clips on our playlist here.
Thanks so much for watching, and
Lamio Hotman.